Yahweh Shemel Shai. Yahweh Shemel Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
You know, the hopeful elect, of which we believe we are according to faith, and the importance of being of that group called the elect, which are also known as the church of the firstborn in the scriptures. Firstborn meaning the first spirits created. And it would make sense the Heavenly Father would take the first spirits created to be the rulers of the nation, the aristocrat, if you will. If you know your words, the word aristocrat literally means best rule. The first spirits created are the best ones to rule. That's why Yahweh Shai is the first of the first, and he's the best of the best to rule. You know, Yahweh Shai will be ruling in the next kingdom, and right underneath him will be King David, you know?
For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside thee. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it.
The elect of the nation of Israel. They were born to be leaders of the nation. What did Yahweh Shai tell his disciples? You shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Think about that, man. We're being created, we're being formed, we're being forged into being leaders of this great nation, the nation of Israel.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Pushing to get up out of here, Shalom to hopefully the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. And what I want to get into, all right, this evening, okay, is going into all things are new. Okay, all things are new. And this video is inspired by a lesson done earlier by Elder Manata Zagba. And he was pretty much, addressing, the sisters on how they're going to have a completely different mindset in the kingdom. Okay. In which we're all right, our mindsets are being conformed to a righteous way. Okay. And we're constantly maturing in the faith, men and women, okay, of the faith. Okay. So as we mature, what's happening is we'll start to form a whole new perspective, as the scriptures say. All right, so let's get that. Okay. Let's get that in. Let's start here. All right, let's start in 2 Corinthians. Okay, 5 and 17. All right, this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Okay. It says, therefore, if any man be in Yahweh Shai, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. All things are become new. Okay, and what we've developed within this ministry is a whole new perspective on everything. All things are become new. Okay, the way that we were before the ministry. Okay, we was born again. All right, as babes, as the scriptures say, and as we've been nursed and nourished by the word, we've developed a whole new perspective on everything, man. Okay, because we was taught to be opposite of what Yahweh Shema Shai intended. Okay, men, all right, being simps, okay, and women being masculine and dominant. That's the complete opposite of what Yahweh Shema Shai intended, okay, in the earth, man, especially for his people. Okay, and those cultures and those ways of thinking, all right, was bred in us over here in Western culture and Westernization, man. Okay, which Christianity, all right, between Christianity, all right, and black culture, okay, from the music to the entertainment, the movies, okay, the talking points, okay, they created a mindset that was completely opposite of righteousness, man. Okay, of the way of our forefathers, of the way, okay, of order. You see, and that's why Yahweh Shai made this statement, okay, in this parable. Okay, let's get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 9, okay, verse 17. It says, neither, I started at 16, it said, no man putteth a piece of new cloth unto an old garment, for that which is put on, all right, for that which is put in to fill it up, take it from the garment, and the rent is made worse. Yeah, so when you try to put an old, you know, that old man, you try to mix that old man, that old way of thinking, okay, with this new way, well, the old man takes away from the new perspective, okay? That's why you have a lot of people that know that they're Israelites, they got all type of holdups when it comes to the ministry. Okay, you a Christian, you know, and you still try to hold on to those Christian ways of loving everybody, and you know, you hear about slavery in the scriptures and you want to shy away from that. That's because you trying to put that old garment, okay, on this new cloth, man. And what happened? That old garment starts to take away from the new. Okay, verse 17 said, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. So we have to put this new doctrine, okay, with a new perspective. Okay, you can't, all right, try to comprehend this doctrine through the perspective of that old way. You can't learn new knowledge, all right, of the scripture. You can't learn this knowledge of the scriptures and then try to look at it, okay, through that old perspective. Okay, that's why you see Jake, okay, at camp with 90 guns on him. Okay, guns everywhere. 2 guns on his chest, 3 guns all up his legs. Okay, that's the old bottle. It's an old perspective. 'Cause to him, to them, that looks okay. That's something honorable. Okay, that's why Jake want to do rap music and drop albums. That's that old perspective, and it takes away from the new. And that's why you see Jake still has that nigga vibe. Okay, because he's trying to put that old garment. Okay, trying to put a piece of new cloth on that old garment. Okay, you got women that have the mind frame, you know, of feminists. They know they're Israelites. Okay, but they still have a feminist mind frame. So it takes away, okay, from the new doctrine, the new wine. All right. And that's why eventually a lot of people that do that, they end up, falling out of being disenchanted. Okay. Because hey, the new and the old, they conflict. Okay. And we're going to prove it in the scripture. That's why when you go to, let's get this in get this in Jeremiah chapter 6. And 16. Okay, Jeremiah 6 and 16 said, "Thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls." But they said we would not walk therein. Okay, and that's the masses of our people. That's those are our people that have those old bottles and that old wine that they refuse to get rid of, man. That old doctrine with that old perspective. Okay, if a brother can put that definition for perspective on the comment board for me, Baba Kasha, since we throwing that word around, Okay, but the scripture tells us to stand ye in the ways and seek the old paths, man. And we know when you get this word paths, okay. Let's see. Okay, I thought it was that word the rock, which means lifestyle. Okay. Let's see. If I get the word ways. There you go. Yep. Where is the good way? Okay, this is what I'm looking for. All right, the Hebrew word the rock. Okay. All right, the word the rock in the Hebrew for ways. Okay. And it goes into, when you get down to definition D and E, all right, it's a manner, a habit, okay, a way, of course of life, of moral character, man. Okay, we're going into those old paths, man. Okay, the way that we are amongst brothers, that's the old way of our forefathers that was in the spirit. Okay, the way that we view the nation now, we're more nation minded than individual minded. Okay, that's the old way. All right, the way we deal, even with those that are not of the truth, that are not in the ministry, there's still a morality, a character that we have about ourselves, man. Okay, and how we carry ourselves, man. Okay, so as we go back to the old ways, you have to look at the mindset of the old ways, because one of the most controversial things, okay, all right, let's get this definition. Okay, the brother put it up, and it says, this is Brother Bayan Yasha'Allah, it says perspective. It says a particular attitude toward, okay, or a way of regarding something, a point of view. Okay, so as we get this new wine, this doctrine, we have to have a new perspective, a new point of view to put this doctrine in. Okay, going to the word perspective again, a particular attitude toward, a way, or regarding something, a point of view. Okay, and this ministry has gave us a whole new perspective. Like, we didn't think about rule. We thought kings and nobility and royalty. We thought those were things of old. Okay, we thought, Republican, Democrat, and just being a rich nigga. We thought that was, the end all be all. We didn't know about rulership and governing nations, and you know, having a standard. We didn't understand them things, man. But now we got a new perspective till we crave for these things, man. Okay? We crave, we thirst for righteousness, man. Okay? But we didn't have this perspective, okay, starting off. Now, let's go from there. It was something, that was developed. We're constantly being, developing and learning, and increasing, man. Okay? To a more, to even a more vivid, perspective, okay, on the right way. Okay? Now, one of the main things, like the biggest holdup, okay, especially for women, all right, is the thing of multiple wives. Okay, that's because they have a perspective that's from Western culture. Okay, or perspective that's from a feminine standpoint. Okay, going back to the word perspective again, a particular attitude toward a way of regarding something, a point of view. And a lot of women, especially in this society now, their viewpoint is based on a Tyler Perry play, okay, R&B, that R&B music, okay. All right. This society in general, the movies, that's what women have pretty much developed a perspective from. Okay, what a relationship is supposed to be and what marriage is supposed to be. It comes from a fairy tale. And a lot of women, old as hell, still have that fairy tale perspective when it comes to, okay, marriage and building. Okay, it's not real. It's a delusion. That's why a lot of women are losing, because they're trying to make a fantasy a reality. It don't work like that, man. Okay, so let's go back to here. All right, and what we have to understand, I want to get this account. Now, this is the book of Judges. Okay, and what you had was, at the time, you had Barak, okay, and the armies of Israel going against, I want to say these were Canaanites. Okay, let me see. Yep. Okay, it was fighting. Okay, Canaanites, and you had one king. Okay, of the Canaanites named Sisera. Okay, now Sisera was put to death. I believe she was an Israelite woman. Pretty much finessed him and put him to death. Okay, but what you had was his mother looking out the window, waiting on him to come back, because he was known to be, a warrior king. Okay, and she's seen, as a mother, she's seen her son go to war and come back time and time again. Okay, so as she looking out the window and waiting on her son, let's listen to the perspective that she got. All right, this is Judges 5:28. It says, the mother of Caesarea, all right, looked out the window and cried through the lattice, why is his chariot so long in coming? Okay, why tarry the wheels of his chariots? Her wise ladies answered her, yeah. She returned answer to herself. Have they not speed? Have they not divided the prey, to every man a damsel or two? Okay, this is his mother, and she's looking for his son, and the troops to come back. And she said, look, have they not speed? Have they not divided the prey, to every man a damsel or two? Okay, he wasn't coming. She wasn't saying, "I hope he been faithful while he's been out." He got a good girl at the house. Okay, no, that perspectives come from Western culture. Okay, that way comes from Westernization, that type of mindset, that type of perspective. Okay, and you have a lot of women that try to bring that into the truth. Okay, and make it a standard. No, there's something new. Okay. Matter of fact, if a brother can post that, what's that in Jeremiah? I will create a new thing in the earth. Okay. But going back to it again, it says, have they not speed? Have they not divided the prey to every man a damsel or two? To Sisera a prey of the diverse colors, a prey of diverse colors of needlework, which is garments, of diverse colors of needlework on both sides, meat for the necks of them that take the spoil. So this is the mother, okay, of a king. Okay, and that's another thing. See, our people only think from a perspective of slavery. Okay, a lot of the mindsets and perspectives that our people have, okay, is from a viewpoint of poverty and scarcity and slavery. Okay, but when you have substance and you have an inheritance, okay, when you have a house, that's something that's foreign to our people. Like when you have there's particular houses that will go back thousands of years, hundreds of years, man. You know, their lineage, okay, will pretty much establish itself in the earth and have resources, man. Okay, but the point is, she understood, okay, that when the men of her nation went to war, okay, and they would come back with spoil, okay, and women was considered spoil, all right, that means that the men of her nation will be able to expand in the earth. That was a good thing for them. Okay? That means that he could multiply his legacy in the earth, which means what? She will have a lavish lifestyle. Because remember, look at what it says. It says, the mother of Sisera looked out at a window and cried through the lattice. Okay? Why is his chariot so long in coming? Why tarry the wheels of his chariots? Her wise ladies, okay, answer her, yes, she returned answer to herself. Now, let's go here to wise ladies, letting you know she has servants, man. Okay. Let's get another translation, see does it say something. Okay. She had servants, she had counselors, man. Okay. It says her wisest is the ESV. Her wisest princesses. Okay, she had princesses under her, man. You see, when you have nobility and your family has influence in the earth, okay, you don't worry about the things that servants and peasants worry about. Okay, that's why she said every man a damsel or two. She was thinking nation minded. She was thinking about an empire. Okay, she wasn't concerned about you know the things of this society. Hand on the hip, rolling the neck when she see the men come back with with women. Okay, from the war. Okay, there was something she seen often, and she seen how it forwarded her nation. Okay, She didn't care what nationality they were. All right? Didn't care. She knew overall that helped forward her nation. You see? I hope this is making sense, man, because like I say, we've been taught this westernized slave, okay, perspective, you know, and their perspective try to slide and slither, okay, in the truth. All right. So let's get this, a brother. All right, this is the brother Bayan Yashala, Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Okay? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. This is a new thing. Okay? This perspective is new. This is something that okay, this is something that wasn't of old, man. Okay? And who forwarded that, man? Esau Edom. Because he knows that what, man? If the woman is out of order, if he can get the woman out of her role and out of her position, okay, that's the way to, because see, that has created a cycle of death. Look at what it had, look at what snatching the woman out of her role, putting her up in the office with the little jacket suit, okay, you know, giving her that collar shirt, the manager's shirt, that collar shirt. What did that do to the nation, man? Okay, so let's go here, and that's an example there. Now we get this account all the time, okay, and that's another thing. Like even us as men in the ministry, because you hear about multiple women as you're young, you know what you think about, just a bunch of pleasure, okay. You know, as men, you know, coming out of black culture and street culture, and you know the different backgrounds we come from, okay, this Roman, you know, this Greco-Roman way of life, okay. You think about women, then you think about pleasure. Now there is a pleasure of dealing with women, but see, we didn't understand nation building. We didn't understand about having a house, okay. We didn't understand about expanding our houses, man. Okay, expanding, you know, because pretty much with a woman, you can multiply yourself. That's the only thing, that's the only resource on the earth that you can do that with. And Esau's trying to do it on some left hand wickedness, but no, man, it's off, man. The Most High through Yahweh Shah made a perfect way, that perfect unity between man and woman. Okay, and through that woman, you can multiply yourself. Okay, it's like a copy machine, man. Okay, and you will multiply yourself to forge yourself in the earth, man. You see, that's why in the kingdom, Yahweh Shah is going to be an extension of his father. Okay, the elect men will be an extension of Yahweh Shah, and the sons of those men, okay, are going to be an extension of them, and it's all going to give glory to Yahweh Bashem Shah. See, we didn't understand that when we thought of multiple women. We just thought of the pleasure part. Okay? But now as we mature, now we're really understanding these things, man. Okay, that's why, you know, each brother got their own, you know, situation, their own setup, however they got it, as long as you know is lawful. Okay, but it just ain't no big rush to go get, you know, a bunch of women, because we're not in those times. Okay, it'll come together however it come. But now let's get this. It says Genesis 16:1. It says, now Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Sarai, and Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and after Abram had dealt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, okay, Abram, to be his wife, okay? And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived, and when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised, okay, in her eyes. So Sarah did this. Why? Okay, this wasn't there's no freaking menage a trois. Okay, no. Sarah knew that her husband needed seed, heir. Okay, she was thinking of what? Empire, a dynasty. Okay, why? Because let's go into Abraham. Because Abraham wasn't your average guy. Okay, and see what the scriptures say about Abraham. And it says, and Abraham went out of the land of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle and in silver and in gold. Okay? He wasn't just no average guy just roaming around the Mesopotamia area, man. Okay? Abraham was making moves. All right? Even when he would have encounters with other, royal family, okay? Abraham was making moves. Let's get some more examples, man. Okay. Now, let's get that in. Let's get this in Genesis 20. Okay. Let's get Genesis 20 and 14. And Abimelech, okay, which was a king, took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. Okay. Abraham wasn't just no guy walking around. Abraham making power moves, man. Okay, that's why Sarah was in that mind state to get him an heir. Okay, so he can expand his household, man. Okay, and not only that, verse 15, it says, and Amalek said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. So he told Abraham, you can get whatever piece of my land you want. Okay. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee, okay, the covering of thy eyes unto all that are with thee, and right, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. Okay, 1,000 pieces of silver, man. And this is just moves that was made. And even when you go unto Isaac, okay, Isaac just one ordinary guy, man. Okay. When you go Genesis 26, okay. This is Genesis 26 and 12. And it said, then Isaac sold in their land and received in the same year an hundredfold. And the Lord blessed him, and the man waxed great and went forward and grew until he became very great. So what is this saying? Okay. NLT. It says he became a very rich man and his wealth continued to grow. Reading in NIV, the man became rich and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. Okay. The ESV, and the man became rich and gained more and more until he became very wealthy, man. And that was with Isaac. Okay. So what we have to understand is you think about the ways of our forefathers, they had legacies and inheritance. Okay. And according to your substance, you would take unto you wives, man. Okay, to expand your inheritance. You see, to expand your name in the earth. Okay, that's how dynasties are started. That's how empires are started. Okay, the house of David, it started through a man that formed the empire, man. Okay, this is why I say all things have to become new when we read the scriptures, man. Okay, and in this time, all right, we know we're in the time of just, like I say, multiplying women. Okay, we don't use the ministry, okay, for an occasion to the flesh. Okay, you know, the Most High put certain things together, however He does it. Okay, but the whole thing is to have a different perspective on these topics, man, on these viewpoints. Okay, if you know, as a man, you have to make a decision that's, you know, economically sound. You don't put yourself in the bind, all right, trying to be young Abraham, okay, in 2022, okay, because this society is not set up for that, okay. But if a brother got a woman, then he got a, you know, another little woman that's into him, and you know, she probably don't require much, you know, and you know, it's convenient for him. And okay, that's his situation. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. Or however, you know, a brother got it. You know, some brothers, hey, got substance where they can maintain a few situations, man. Okay, that's on them. Okay, but the overall understanding that the overall thing was about inheritance and expanding households, man. Okay, when King David came into power, what did he do? Okay, let me see if it pull up. He came to the throne. So let's get this in 2 Samuel. Okay, 5:1. Let's read 5:1. All right. It's 675:1 said, then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron and spake, saying, behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Okay. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord said unto thee, thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel. Okay, so all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and King David made a league with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David, all right, king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, okay, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron, he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem, he reigned 30 and 3 years over all Israel and Judah. And the king, okay, and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spake unto David, saying, except thou take away the blind and lame, thou shalt no more come in hither, thinking David cannot come in hither. Okay, let me get to the point. Yep. So David is established over Israel, verse 12, and David perceived that the Lord had established him king over Israel, and he had exalted his kingdom for his people Israel's sake. Okay, everything is nation minded. Okay, when David fought Goliath, he was nation minded. Okay, who is this nigga, this uncircumcised nigga? All right, talking this shit, man. Okay, and David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born to David. Okay, to expand what his household. Okay, and you see, and there be the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemula, Shabab, and Nathan, and Solomon. Okay, and that's the thing about them boys, you never know who gonna pop. You see, and men have a high ceiling. Okay, and daughters are very important as well. Okay, everyone has their role. You see, but this is what the overall thing is about, man. When people, when a woman hears multiple women, they just programmed to go crazy. Okay, y'all see, y'all just trying to see. I knew this what this was about, y'all. Because in this society, women chip away at men's confidence. Okay, because a woman just wants to be that centerpiece. She wants to keep that little supervisor role that she has over a man. Okay? Well, she set the standard of what's acceptable. The whole nation losing, but the woman has that little piece of power where she can, control the Israelite man. The nation is in shambles. the majority of the women of the tribes, okay, they want that little authority where they can just make the executive decisions for the Israelite man. Okay? That's that old perspective. That's that old way. And it don't work in the ministry, man. And you're going to constantly be offended, all right, when you hear particular things, man. Okay? Because the main thing now is salvation, man. And just like, when David came to his throne, he was able to multiply things, man. Okay? It's why he had the resources, okay? As the scriptures say in 2 Samuel 5:10, it says, and David went on and grew great. Okay, because David was well off. David, okay, he was well off, man. He had it. He was able. Okay, it says, in the Lord power of hosts was with him. Let's see if it is say in other translation. Yeah. It said NLT, and David became more and more powerful All right, dominating the earth, man, because the Lord power of heaven armies was with him. Okay, dominating the earth, man, and as we are getting back in tune with our power, okay, we're going to be set up, okay, to dominate the earth as well, to where we are able to maintain these things, man. Okay. So it's pretty much the point. I don't want to make it super long. I just want to bring that out, man, because that old perspective, that we have from this society, okay, that old perspective of, when we hear particular things in the scriptures and, you know, you feel some type of way, that's because, you still looking from that old perspective, man. Okay. Judgment, the way the Most High about to do Jake, people think we're, like we're just crazy for wanting to see Jake, okay, be judged, man, and look at the condition Jake in. Okay. But we're constantly teaching repentance. So it's not a thing that we just sitting back, you know, hiding, not telling our people what's expected of them from you, how about Shemal Shai. No, this is a working labor of love. Okay. But if Jake continue in their way, they're gonna be judged, man. Jake feels some type of way about that. Okay. You talk about Esau. Did Jake feel some type of way about that? That's that old perspective, man. Talk about multiple women. Okay. They feel something. We just talking about these things, man. For the most part. They ain't just start fully set in yet, man. Okay. But that's that old perspective that's offended. Okay. And that's why the scriptures say all things are become new. If any man is a, is a new creature. All right, as any man is a Yahushua, he's become a new creature, and all things, okay, are made new, man. All right. The Wadi Habashim Yahushua for giving us, this new righteous perspective, man. Okay. So with that, I hope you brothers, okay, and you sisters were edified. Till next time. Say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abab, DTA soon, Shalom.